When we're talking about young people on social media, it really does feed into, from what I've been hearing of what you said. I think it's really, really important to understand that, to recognize that it's not a new condition, the condition of human beings, the condition of young human beings, the condition of teenagers to have issues with confidence, to, for young women particularly, to have issues with body image, to be looking for affirmation. There's a time when we're younger, when the parent, our parents and our family are the focus, but it's a natural part of our psychological development to not actually listen to our parents at some point and be looking out in the world. And from my perspective, coming into this call, and I focus and I work a lot with women. I'm a naturopath and nutritional therapist, and my whole work is focused on women. And what I see and what I've received from this call is that actually there needs to be a forum where we are, like, I don't know the other 7 people on this call, what their gender is, what their age is, because I can't see their images, but based on who's got their camera on now, it would be amazing to see more younger people on a forum like this that are coming in, listening to you and being incredibly inspired. Because even if, and it's a big if, even if that parenting is there, and, a couple of you mentioned it starts in a family, and absolutely it does, but it's a big if that that's the scenario, whether the parent is capable of it or whatever that's happened. And even if that has been present, I think it becomes really important to ensure, Elizabeth, you were talking a lot about network. I think it becomes really important to let's have a community. So not network from the perspective of just thinking about work and profession and advancing a profession, but actually community. And a big part of what I see in all of my studies and working with women is that, and I think it's quite a big distinction between male and females, but I think that we are designed for community. Human beings were designed to be social, but women, we really, really are. We need our mothers and our grandmothers and our little sisters, and we need that transgenerational influence in our life. And if you look at modern culture in the UK, that generally isn't really the case. We're not with our grandmothers like we would be if we were, in a different time or in a different country. We're not with our grandmothers or aunties and uncles, and it's a very different home structure. And I think that, again, having conversations like this, hearing Marcia, when she mentioned about success is long, you don't have to rush, you don't have to jump on this thing. So there's a huge tide, there's an incredible amount of pressure for people to be accepted, to earn money, to all of that. And I think just as powerful as this tide is that's coming towards young people, there needs to be equally a strong force of powerful, successful women of different generations also communicating into their lives, just like what you are doing now. But I don't know whether this is reaching the people that really, really need to listen to it, because we're all already, it's like you're not preaching to the converted, but we're already with you. I'm already with you. I think that all of you are amazing, and I've found you on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I love these women. But I think this kind of dynamic needs to be reaching young people. So maybe that's a project for us,
Yes.
to do another point of have this conversation where we're bringing people of different generations together to learn from each other, to have an open forum and conversation.
Sorry, can I just say something quickly? I actually did, I actually did some events during lockdown called Younger Women, Older Women, Bridging the Gap, because I just think it's so important. I'm a mature person, but there's things that I can learn from younger people to get more with it. They say, oh, Marcy, get with it. But there's also things that they can learn from myself as well. And you're right in terms of the generation. We was all young once. We all might have wore tight clothes once upon a time. We just didn't take pictures and put them on social media. Because you're right, young people, we don't, as young women, you don't listen to your mother. You don't ask her for fashion advice. However, it's just because it should be a phase, but on social media, that phase is there for all to see. And if you've made kind of poor decisions in how you present yourself, then it might have an impact later on down the road. And I think that's more what I wanted to say. But I agree with you 300%. Have forums where younger women and older women can talk, because sometimes for younger women, they don't really want to hear it from their parents, but they'll listen to somebody else. So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you, Marcia. So what?
I'm all for it too. I mean,
Good.
you are well done. It's an excellent comment that you made. More communication. The more we can communicate and communicate the right values and why it's important and why it has worked. Only an older person can tell you, I did this and it worked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So communication, a fusion in the community between the
Yes.
old and the young.